Well, it's almost time for the broadcast. In a few minutes, your voice will be heard all over the world.
Have you reconsidered my offer?
Yes. And I refuse.
Then Shayla remains my prisoner.
And what purpose does that serve? I don't get it. You have everything to gain by setting her free. You don't need the talisman to be strong. You are strong. When you told me about your wife and your family being murdered by the Sheikh, he may kill my husband. The only chance I have of seeing my husband again rides on the success of your appeal. If you keep Shyla and me and Michael here prisoner, it all falls on deaf ears. See, they're not going to believe you. They're not going to hear you until you prove you're a man of the people. All of the people. And you can do that by setting Shayla free.
Mrs. Castillo, you are without a doubt the most obstinate, most willful, the most contrary creature it has been my misfortune to meet.
So you're gonna let her go?
If it will silence you once and for all, yes.
And you're gonna let her out of her marriage contract?
So be it. But my God, you are trouble.
Oh, well, listen, I just have one more favor to ask of you. I just need to make a phone call to call my family back at home. Yes, because if they see the broadcast, they're gonna worry about me.
No,
yes.
I forbid it. I will not allow it.
This tiny country, 1/3 the size of the state of California, has found itself embroiled in a bloody civil war with its neighbor Kabir. Casualties have been on both sides, food and medicine in short supply. There are no hospitals here because there are no doctors. All able-bodied young men are conscripted to join the army at the tender age of 13.
And who is this Pasha?
However, there have been
Omar
reports
Mustafa
that
Kamal of
children as
Karif.
young as
What the
10
hell is Eden
have been
doing
killed
there?
along the
If you
border.
be quiet for a second,
No one
maybe we'll
knows
find
why
out.
this war has started, or when. But everyone agrees that it must be stopped. Commander?
2 years ago, I watched as my father, my mother, my 2 sisters, and my beautiful young bride were executed before my eyes by Sheikh Edie Benadir. This same man now holds one of your Americans hostage. His life and the fate and future of my country now rests in your hands.
Anybody say in the beginning whether this was live or not, or what God's name Eden is doing there?
I think they said it was tape delayed.
That doesn't help me a lot. I'm gonna get the station manager of Channel 3 on the phone to find out what's going on, and then I'm going to talk to Cruz.
This broadcast is a stupid idea. Why didn't you stop me, Michael?
Well, for one thing, I wasn't around, but I also think it was a good idea.
Then why haven't we received any responses to the interview?
Because you haven't given it enough time. You got to be patient. You're going to get results.
Michael, we should have thought this out more carefully. This whole thing could backfire.
It's not going to.
We don't know this man. We don't know the Sheikh. I mean, he could be furious at the things that I said about him.
He's going to back down.
How do you know? He could decide to kill Cruz.
Look, he can't afford to do that. He may be a barbarian. I think so, too. But the guy knows the power of TV and the power of public opinion, and he's going to let Cruz go. He's not going to have any choice.
Have you heard anything?
No, not yet. That is not surprising, is it? It's still morning in the United States. If the broadcast is going to have an effect, it will take some time. Wasn't that your theory?
Yeah, well, just keep reminding me. Have you thought any more about my request?
I do not like the idea of you communicating with the outside.
Look, this is just calling my parents. I'm sure they've seen the broadcast. They're going to be worried about me.
Perhaps later.
You know, my father could help you.
It's true. Her father has a lot of friends in the United States government.
And he's also not a patient man. If he doesn't hear from me, he's going to take matters into his own hands.
Is that meant as a threat?
No, it's just that he's probably already called the army. If they don't respond, he's going to come up with his own army. You've got enough problems on your hand without my father spearheading a military invasion to rescue me.
And you also don't want the rest of the world finding out that you're keeping hostages when that's exactly what you're accusing the Sheikh of doing.
You know, you have to trust me. I'm not going to betray you.
That's Warden. Hello?
Daddy?
Eden? Eden, honey, you all right?
Daddy, I'm fine. I can hardly hear you.
Where are you, sweetheart? Where are you?
I'm still in Karif.
I want you out of there. El Col Madrid, we've got a company jet there. They can pick you up in less than 2 hours.
No, Daddy, you can't do that.
Why not?
I'm not finished with my work here.
You're trying to help Cruz, aren't you? He's the hostage that Pasha was talking about?
Yes.
Where's he being held, Eden? I can call the State Department. Where's he being held?
Daddy, no, please don't do that.
Just tell me where Cruz is,
Look,
please.
I can't say anything about that, Daddy, okay? This is a very delicate situation. Just promise me that you won't send in a rescue team.
Eden, if there's any way I can get the two of you out of there, I'm gonna...
No, please, promise me.
All right. All right.
Look, if you did anything like that, Cruz would probably be killed.
I just want to help.
You can help. Call your connection in the government in Washington, and then the sooner they start talking about sanctions against Kabir and the Sheik, the better chance Cruz has.
All right, I'll do that, but I'd also like to
Daddy, that'll be more than enough.
Honey, you in trouble, too?
No.
Now, come on, now, you said the situation was delicate. Is someone forcing you to say these things? Is someone holding you against your will? I mean, Eden? Eden!
Cece, let me Eden, baby, it's Mama.
Mama?
Hi.
Hi. I can't really hear you. The interference is really bad.
Honey, be careful, whatever you do, please.
I will. Would you tell Chip and Adriana that I miss them?
Well, of course I will. They miss you, too.
I miss you. I love you.
Eden? Eden, hello? Eden? Well, but we were cut off.
The interference is pretty bad. She'll probably call back.
You know what? I don't think so.
The line went dead.
It happens.
Well, thank you for letting me call.
You love them very much.
She told me not to do anything.
You're going to listen to her, aren't you?
Chip and Adriana are your children?
Yes.
You miss them very much.
My family's the most important thing in my life.
I often dreamed of having children, but with the threats of war from the Sheikh, I felt it would not be fair to the child.
So that's why you thought it was okay to let Shayla or one of your wives bear Cruz's child?
Well, I thought if... Well, it is not important. I can see now it was not a good idea. My desperation to save my country clouded my judgment.
You know, in spite of everything, you're a very interesting man.
Your husband is an interesting man as well. He would never betray you. It did not matter what threats were made.
And I suppose you find that hard to understand.
I did. I did. At first, I thought him a fool, until I met the woman he married.
I just hope he's all right.
You know, I envy both of you. The kind of love you share is rarely seen in this country.
Well, that's just because you've never given yourself the chance to feel that kind of love. I mean, it's not something you can arrange or you plan. It just happens. But you've felt that before. You just aren't willing to let yourself feel it again.
For you, Effendim, from communications at the capital.
Three Commonwealth nations are taking sanctions against Kabir. Your plan is working, Mrs. Castillo.